Welcome back, everyone. This is FehtSama, and we're gonna get back into some more Monster Girl quest. So, on our last episode, we helped out this witch hut village. I keep saying hut. I mean hunt. Anyways, but that was kind of an interesting a little side adventure, and I'm gonna have to probably replay it or watch my video or something like that, because I know that Alice said something pretty profound and interesting, but my memory is not always the best, especially if I'm moving so quickly through the material. I just get kind of the base gist of the situation, and then I move on. Still, very good story, but yeah. Let's go ahead and find out what's happening in Safaro Ruins now. Alright, let's go look for a gnome. She said that the mud doll was seen around Safaro Ruins. Sylph said that means gnome must be nearby. Oh, finally decided to go find gnome. Once you get gnome's power, there's no reason to stay in this hot desert anymore. Have you finished everything you need to do here? I don't see... Oh, wait. There is one thing, actually. Let's see. I still have something left. No, I need to do something first. I unroll the map again. Okay. So, forgot to check on Castle, Sabasa Castle, after all of the stuff I've done so far. So, let's see what the people have to say. Alright, what does the youth have to say here? I heard that the princess is training with a sword these days. I guess strength is expected from her if she's going to be the queen. Our royal family came from a famous hero, after all. Other countries' weak royals don't hold a candle to ours. What does the woman have to say here? The princess is almost of age. Why isn't there more excitement? The previous queen was deeply in love with the king before her death. Nobody wants her to rush into a marriage of political convenience. I love myths, but every area seems to have their own special legendary creature. Kraken in the southern seas, Sphinx in the western deserts, Yamanta no Orochi in the west, and Poseidon in the North Sea. I'd like to see them all before I die, but as soon as I meet one, that would probably be the end of my life. He made references that I'm not sure what he means exactly. Maybe he talks about like different sea monsters or something. I'm not sure. I approved Vilia's cruise a few years ago, but now I'm a moderate. They're making enemies all over the world with their terrorism, losing their original purpose. They're just horrible terrorists now. Their members are deserting too. They're only 1/10 of what they used to be. I tried the Dragon Seal trial as well, but the mummy girl right at the entrance was too much for me. I was really lucky and managed to run away. I shouldn't have thought becoming famous by finishing the trial would have been that easy. Of course not. The monsters around here are really strong, but if you go further north, they're even stronger. I think I'll just retire here. What does the boy have to say? Who here loves the princess? If I do, what are you going to do about it? I'd desert my wife for her. I'd throw away my life for her. I'll trade my wife for her. Yay. She's just as popular as ever. Yeah, everyone wants to marry the queen, because she's got quite the interesting setup, but they're not really, like, strong leader types. Luca's a good fit, but he's got other places to move on to. See, I snapped at a customer when I was playing the princess. The princess would never do that. I yelled at him. The princess would never do something like that. Don't you think so, too? I wonder. Yes, I do. I wonder, too. Can't possibly have had any sort of repayment for all the trouble that she caused him. Welcome to my 5-star establishment. Please look around to your heart's content. Thanks. Everything here looks better than all the other towns, but nothing is better than my current sword. Alright, tool shop, what do you got to say here? Welcome. Are you looking for something in particular? How about some dried... Alright, so it seems like the shops and churches and stuff. Let's see here. When Sylph is summoned too often, she will be tired out. When exhausted, something may change. What does that mean? Did the church guy actually say something useful for once? There was a strange entry in this book on animism. When Sylph is summoned too often, she will be tired out. When exhausted, something may change. I'm not sure. I was suggested by a bunch of people, though, that it's just common practice at this point to pop Sylph right at the beginning. What's funny is that I'm also told that, like, a good 5 or 6 enemies up until where I finally realized that I was just getting lucky with the monsters. Like, the Cobra girl in the trials, for instance, she had me wrapped up, and I think that was a definite death, but funny enough, I hadn't had its health low enough that the princess was able to finish her off, and so that actually, like, prompted the escape option without me realizing that Sylph was the key. And anyways, it's just kind of funny how, like, I just stumbled my way, or like the Iron Maiden thing, whenever it opened up and I was confused, and how, like, all those 3 turns I didn't attack the thing even though it was open, and it would have been an instant death. It's just kind of funny. Mermaid Pub, what do they gotta say here? Welcome to this second Mermaid Pub. It's still daytime, so there aren't too many customers. As I take a look around, I see someone I wish I hadn't. Oh, well. Okay, well. I was not expecting this. Lazarus. My father's best friend and the new leader of Ilias Cruz. The fanatic terrorist who bombed that school. What is he doing here? In a mermaid pub of all places. I don't know. Maybe he's planting bombs or something? Maybe he's scoping the place out? Looks kind of bad in my opinion. Huh, what's wrong, boy? Do you have business with me? Lazarus turns his gaze toward me as I glare at him. Complex emotions whirl in my mind, but Alice's words slowly calm me down. My father's crimes are not my own. I can't let them bind me down. No, I don't. I calm down and bluntly replied, but Lazarus gives a surprising response. That's good. Sit here, boy. It's depressing to drink alone, you know? Huh? What would this kind of guy want from someone like me? I expected him to blow me off after my response. Kind of a... I know what the saying means, but it's kind of a poor choice of words with the fact that this is a off-brand game. Anyways, trying to control myself, I sit down on the other side of the table. If I lose my cool here, it could be his victory. Hey, waitress, can we get an orange juice? Is he belittling us, really? What? Don't screw around, I'm not a shit. If you start drinking alcohol at your age, you'll be a crappy adult. I kept silent and sipped the juice. Okay, whatever, Luca. We sit in silence for a while. The liquor that Lazarus is drinking is the same kind my father liked. Why are you here? Are you going to bomb something here too? I bring up the subject I wanted to. Even if I forget about my father, this man is a criminal. If he's up to something, I have to stop him. Oh, do you know who I am, boy? I didn't think I had become so popular with kids. Lazarus barely looks fazed at my question. He lets out a big sigh after taking another sip of alcohol. Anyway, I'm not doing anything here. I'm just taking the desert route back to the Gold Port to rest at our headquarters. Ilias Cruz headquarters is at Gold Port at the northernmost part of the continent. From Port Natalia, there are 2 routes there. West through Sabasa or east through Noah. The desert route is harsh, but you would attract less attention. That must be why Lazarus is here. Why did you want me to sit with you? Just, what are you up to? What do you think I'm up to? What do you think I'm up to something? Do I smell funny or something? Then why? Your eyes look just like his. My friend. So, he still sees the Luca's father in him, even though... That's funny. What's wrong? Are you drunk on orange juice? No, it's nothing. So, you look like your friend. Or I look like your friend. He died a long time ago. In a really pathetic way, too. I hate to say it, but I agree. I don't know why, but you're an interesting boy. I wonder if this meeting was fate. I don't want to think I'm tied by fate to this guy in any way. So, are you an adventurer or something? You carry yourself pretty well. I will say, I don't have a direct example of this, but in my past entertainment sort of stuff, pastimes, I used to do a lot of like spy role play or like just information gathering sort of stuff. It was all like pretend and all that, but it was very interesting, and this is very reminiscent of what it feels like when you're in a position that your enemy doesn't know that you're the key figure of what they're all about, or that they could potentially have a bit of a scuffle if they realize, you know, oh, this person is actually relevant to my actions or whatever it is that is happening. Like I said, I don't have a perfect example, but it is very interesting to be in that spot, like in real life, and just even if it's in a fantasy world or whatever, to have someone's mind be completely absent, but you are fully aware of all the different elements. It's a very cool feeling, but it's also very surreal. It's just like, okay, if I don't play my cards right, I could really mess my my story up or whatever. It's very interesting. Let's see what Luca has in store here. Maybe I wonder if he's gonna like reveal himself, or if he's gonna continue to play this charade. That's what I'm interested in figuring out here. Is that how you try to recruit people? You know, I was a soldier myself a long time ago. I can tell your ability just from looking. It seems like you use mainly quick attacks and thrusting moves, judging from how worn out your shoes are, that is. The way you walk, it's obvious you're used to quickly moving around as you fight. But on the other hand, your chest and arms are still weak and underdeveloped. It seems as though you don't have much combat experience, but what you have experienced has been done in a pretty short amount of time. Judging from the way your best points have been focused on, you must have a pretty good teacher. If you're an adventurer, why are you training so desperately? It is interesting that he's calling out the whole fact that, like, when you start an adventure as a hero, you're usually, like, level 1 and you're weak as hell, but, like, literally in the span of, like, a week or a month or whatever, you're suddenly, like, this badass. It's interesting that he's calling that out and noticing that. It's very meta, but it's also kind of skillful, I would say. Let's see. Why are you training so desperately? Money? Honor? Revenge? All wrong. I fight for the weak. Oh, that's funny. I fight for the weak too. No, I fight for man and monster coexisting together. Don't think you're the same as me. Coexistence? That's impossible. Lazarus came back with a surprising answer. I thought he'd give an angry response, denying my dream with indignation and anger. But he just shrugged and politely responded. 'Cause he's an older adult, Luca. He's not driven by emotions like you are. He's probably got a little more grip, a little bit more foundation in his motivations. Which I like. I like that they're writing these characters like that. It reminds me of like how they wrote the magic system in Violated Heroine. Just it's nice to notice that they're taking their characters seriously. Unable to accept that bland response as his answer, I just get even angrier. Like I said, Luca's being a boy. He's letting his emotions dictate how he responds. Why isn't it possible? What the hell do you know? I know it's impossible. One day you will too. I'm different from you. We are the same. Wielding a sword in the name of coexistence. I'm guessing you've met quite a few monsters or humans who disagree with you, and you've had to use that to crush their beliefs with your own. How is that any different from me? It's different. I'm fighting for an ideal world. That ideal is your ideal. Very, 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 very solid point, I suppose you could say. Still didn't justify what you did there, but at the same time, I see where you're going here. Why do you think yours is correct? Thinking you must be right. That's just arrogance. I know what happens when you take that arrogance to the end. So, what about you? Do you believe what you're doing is right? I know very well the self-righteousness of my actions. Interesting. Interesting that he's able to be, aware of himself like that. I know a lot of fanatical groups in the world, in real life, can have that issue where they think that they're doing the right thing, but they aren't conscious of what they're doing to people that might think differently from them. So it's interesting. Let's see what he has to say further here. You realize your own too, right? Coexistence of man and monster. If you come across someone who disagrees with you, are you going to crush them with your justice? Lazarus stands up as he says that. But before I had noticed, his glass was empty. The most important thing for justice is persuasion. If you can't persuade anyone, your justice will fail. If you know that, then why are you doing what you're doing? Oh, that's what Luca's saying. Okay, Luca's responding. Okay. My path can't be changed anymore. My friend was killed by monsters. Lazarus puts money on the table. Put that kid's juice on my bill too, waitress. So he's trying to finish what Luca's father started, because he swore probably on his death, swore on his grave. That's what I'm picking up here. I'm thinking that Lazarus is he's depressed because he's lost his friend, and he's just trying to finish what his friend started in honor of his name or whatever. So, curious. I wonder if this situation would have been better if Luca just told right out that he was his father's son. Because Luca knows the other side of what his father's actions are at this point, I think. I'm pretty sure if they both combined their ideas, they would actually come to an agreement of some sort. It's very interesting. I still don't say that Luca should in any way forgive what Lazarus has already done. He didn't necessarily kill anyone as far as what we've seen, but he had attempted to try and hurt monsters, and just the fact that he attempted, I think, is valid enough to continue to not like this guy. I don't want anything from you. Hey, don't say that. I just want to treat the boy who reminded me of my friend. Saying that, Lazarus starts to head out the bar. Still, I'm very impressed with the writing here. Right before leaving, he glances back at me. Make sure you get out of this bar quickly after finishing that juice. Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. A kid like you shouldn't be in this place. Don't screw it with me. What are... Ignoring my yell, Lazarus heads out of the bar. See, I'm worried now that he's actually rigged the place to blow. That he is gonna destroy this thing. Damn it. I'm in no mood to finish off this juice. Disgusted, I leave the bar. A little bit nervous. I'm a little worried. What's happening now? Oh, Alice joins me outside and gladly finishes off. Oh, of course. Yes, Alice, thank you for cleaning up all of... Doesn't matter whether it's fruit or loins. She cleans up Luca's juice. Don't you want some juice too? The Sabasa oranges have quite a rich taste to them. Sorry, but I'm not in the mood for it. Starting today, I hate orange juice. Huh? That guy. Why would he go to the Mermaid Pub of all places? Make sure you get out of this bar quickly after finishing that juice. Uh-oh, this isn't good. He couldn't. Are we going back? Oh, he left his bag. No. Nope. Figures. I mean, the writing's clever enough. I almost expected possibly another twist inside of a twist, but straightforward, obvious is also a thing. He is following his modus operandi, or whatever you want to call it. An explosion shakes the ground. I stand in horror at the sight of the destroyed mermaid pub in front of me. Why didn't I realize it sooner? I knew he was a terrorist. Why wasn't I able to stop it? Because you let your emotions dictate what you're doing, and you let your... It says it right there, I bet you the sentence right there just says it. The anger and regret swirls in my body as I'm consumed by rage. He doesn't he doesn't have control. Luca does not have the level of control that Lazarus does. Lazarus might be a shit, but he's definitely got his head on a lot more squares what he's trying to accomplish. Quiet down. It doesn't seem like anyone's dead. It looks like both the mermaids and humans are fine. Soldiers quickly fill the area as they start to pull out the wounded. As Alice said, it doesn't seem like anyone is dead. Hey, Alice. Is what I'm doing just self-righteous? Who knows? Good and evil is relative. No matter what you say, it just comes down to a stupid wordplay. But I don't even listen to humans and monsters who disagree with me. I just ignore them. I see. Some monsters attack humans, and some humans attack monsters. For whatever reason, the 4 Heavenly Knights are attacking and disrupting human towns. Even if I'm a hypocrite, even if it's self-righteousness, I can't allow that. I can't allow either side to commit violence or persecute the other. Let's go, Alice. We still have a lot to do. Renewing my oath, I continue my path. And, interesting that I could have potentially missed this if I just kept on going. So, thank you, all of you who mentioned that I should, check back into these towns, and reminding me every time I go through here, because I probably wouldn't remember if you guys didn't say something. Yeah, I like that. I do feel like it kind of reminds me like the whole the whole synopsis or idea that was presented like in Death Note, for instance. Not the movie. The movie was shit, but the anime, the 37 episodes or whatever. I thought that was an interesting way of like trying to figure out like what is justice, what does it mean to think that you're in the right, that was an interesting perspective because it was like, anyways, I don't want to get into that detail. It's just curious here because they're basing it based off of their morals, do my morals, if my morals don't match yours, am I still doing the right thing? Or am I, am I somehow like finding myself in as the bad guy? Which also brings me to some of the story points that I went through when I went through and played Final Fantasy XIV. If anyone isn't aware of this, I am a very avid player of that. I love that MMO, like, way more than I should probably admit. My Steam profile, no joke, it's over 6,000 hours, and I've played it since, like, 2014. But the recent expansion that they went through, Shadowbringers, it actually also had an issue there, too. It was like you got into the situation where neither person was pursuing things for an evil reason. It was they were both in the right, but whose right prevailed just came down to whoever succeeded, I guess you could say. History is written by the winners kind of thing. So, yeah, let's go ahead and check on Sebasta Castle. And I thought we were going to go see Gnome, but it looks like this episode is starting to be just a lot of, like, wrapping things up. I like it, though. Hopefully there's something new here. But why would a monster kidnap the princess? Since monsters are female, they wouldn't normally kidnap another female. Was it some sort of political purpose? You crossed swords with them, right? What was their purpose? Well, I was just desperate to rescue her and didn't really pay attention. I see. It must have been an intense fight. Able to rescue the princess while still a boy? You're amazing. Oh, the hero Luca. You're now the man of the hour. There are going to be many who try to gain favor with you. Be sure to be careful in recklessly accepting invitations. Ah, by the way, would you like to have dinner with my family? Hello, you just told me to be a little careful here. Oh, that's another thing that's also in Final Fantasy, but it's in the earlier content. They say they help save the realm in that story. And then they start getting donations from these different groups, and it's not necessarily like they have to pay them back, but it's more of a like, I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine kind of thing. It's just kind of funny that we're going through these lessons, but also in a hentai game. I might make a series off of that if you guys are interested. I really want to like work on that though and make it different, not just a playthrough. I'm gonna have to experiment with like in the background some like a montage or whatever. Like have a script, read it out, and then have like pictures and stuff moving into frame and out of frame to kind of like keep it visually entertaining as I read the stuff that I know about that. Anyways, let's continue. I do just want to make a point, though. I actually feel like a lot of the viewers here that started this Monster Girl quest thing might actually, if they haven't tried it, they might actually like the story of Final Fantasy XIV. So if I do decide to do videos of that, I would suggest you actually give those a shot. It won't just be like doing the game or focusing on the cat girls. It'll be an interesting like observation or whatever of the morals and the interesting things that I found profound in that storytelling. Japanese just have in general a really interesting perspective on life. And anyways, so let's continue. This scene, I think this is new dialogue anyways. The king is above any when it comes to both literary and military arts. But most of all, he's an expert judge of character. With just a glance, he can accurately gauge the caliber of someone. Because of that, we don't expect the king to make mistakes. We have high hopes for the princess, too. Okay, well. It's good for the military to have free time. If they're always busy, it means the country is in disarray. I'm proud that my forces have a lot of spare time. Of course, I never neglect training and discipline. What does the scholar have to say? Some old documents about the Dragon Seal trial were returned. It seems as though the princess had them in her possession. I wonder why. What are they? I'll have to check princess's room. Maybe they're sitting there, I don't know. I'm glad that the princess has returned safely. My prayers must have reached Ilias. Oh, I don't mean to downplay your actions, though. But you must have arrived here due to my prayers. Moving on. What does the king have to say? Oh, Luca, please take a rest in my castle. If you prefer, you can rest here permanently as Sarah's husband. I already told you what I thought about that. Are you a companion of Luca's? It would be pretty troublesome if your relationship was too deep. If you leave him to me, I can Are you really human? What is the king like picking up on something here? Sorry, that was rude of me. I think you're picking up on stuff there, man. You are a wise person for the most part. You're kind of silly, kind of dorky, trying too hard. A dad wanting the best for his daughter, but also, like I said, you can't underestimate some of the more mature figures in this story. That's for sure. Whether a monster or a human, I don't mind. I was just trying to gauge your ability, but I wasn't able to. I would say the monster blood probably allows him to have a sense of that, but Alice is top dog in the whole universe, so I imagine he can't like comprehend her power at this point. Let's see here. You're quite capable for a human. Ha, so you can see right through me, can you? At any rate, feel free to spend time in my country in peace. Although, I have to wonder, I really have to wonder though, which side is actually the bloodline coming from? Because it could very easily, I might be eating my own words here, but the king wants Luca to marry the queen. And the queen has the bloodline with the monster blood in her. Luca doesn't. I wonder if that was the same way with the king. Like, the king wasn't necessarily part of the bloodline, and it was the queen. Maybe that's how it worked out. I don't know. But anyways, I could have my theories all mixed up in a jumble. I hope you guys don't mind that my mind is going like... It's just... Alright, let's see here. Chamberlain, you're Luca, are you not? Sarah is in training at the moment. Please wait while I call her. No, that's fine. I didn't really have anything to talk to her about. You didn't return to become her husband? I'm not going to be her husband. Besides, don't you think it's odd for her to be given away as a reward like that? It's true that a father normally wouldn't give their daughter away as a reward. But a powerful hero able to save the princess from danger is a suitable husband. That's what the king thinks. That's a little embarrassing. She was pretty weak, though, admittedly. The odd atmosphere seems to have gone away. What do you think was the cause of that tension before? Well, it's fine now that it's quiet again. Let's just hope it continues forever. Not entirely sure what was bothering the soldiers earlier, but... Alright, cool. Now we've finally actually gotten through all of the back stuff here. At the risk of the next jaunt in our journey being a really long situation, I may, like, stop in the middle of it, or find a good, like, halfway point through the next dialogue. But let's go ahead and find out where the story goes at this point with Gnome. It's very interesting, though, that we did run into Lazarus the way we did. I don't think he's necessarily doing acting of his own accord. I think he's trying to fulfill the memory of his friend. Makes things a little more complicated. I definitely think that. And to think, if I really didn't like pay attention, or if I didn't have you guys helping me with the game anyways, if I played this by myself, even, I probably would have never like thought to go back and talk to the people in the town. I'd have probably just been like, oh, time to move on to the next area and see where the story goes. This is giving a lot more depth. I like that. I really like that. So thank you guys again, even though I've already thanked you. She said that a mud doll was seen around the Safari ruins. Sylph said that means Gnome must be nearby. Oh, finally decided to find Gnome. Once you get Gnome's power, there's no reason to stay in this hot desert anymore. Oh, she's already said that. Okay, there's nothing left to do. Yeah. Alright, let's head to Safari ruins. I head to the north to finish what I came here for. Okie dokie then. And then we're gonna loop back around and go to Noah. I bet you that's what's gonna happen. Is this the Safari ruins? It's nothing but a large stretch of desert. Far off in the distance, I can see a pillar sticking up out of the sand. Around us on the ground are small pieces of stone. The sand must have covered whatever used to be here. Alice picks up a broken piece of stone and licks it. Okay. Huh. This is about 1,000 years old. You can tell that by licking it? Okay. There's no doubt that the people here believed in animism. What the hell is that? The final skill learned by a glutton? At any rate, this must be the place. Her taste buds are so advanced that she can tell the age of things by licking them. Okay. It was a similar atmosphere in the forest where Sylph was. The wind here reminds me of the forest too. Okay, I can't get it out of my mind, but now I'm thinking, hey, that's a good power for checking those shrine maiden that people always are like, it's a 400-year-old, person, that it doesn't matter what she looks like, she's old enough. I don't know. Okay. Anyways, moving on. I don't want to fully say what I want to say because it might be a little too weird. But yeah, strange atmosphere that makes me feel at peace. So now, where is she? There's nothing but sand as far as I can see. It will be pretty difficult to find a single girl here. Gnome is cowardly, but she's also very curious. If someone was looking for her, she'll surely appear before them to find out why. Shall I find out, shall I just look aimlessly for now then? I guess I have no choice but to just walk around. I'll just take a rest over there. Without even moving, Alice somehow vanishes. Thus I decided to just wander around aimlessly. Throwing that little bit of meta in there. Hey, Gnome. If you're there, please come out. I look around as I yell out. Whoa, that kind of surprised me. That made me... That really kind of, like, gave me a chill of, like playing a horror game. Even though I know it's not, like, a scary thing, it's just... It's funny. That kind of startled me. That's a doll. As soon as I take a step toward the doll, my foot falls into the sand. Uh-oh. Oh, what the hell? The sand around me sinks down and turns into a whirlpool. With my body sinking into the sand, I'm being dragged toward the center. And in the center was Gnome? That's where we're at. Okay. Oh, we have to have that, of course. I forget that we are in a monster world where all the monsters are girls of some sort. Antlion girl. Yep, that's what we're in. She's trying to draw us in to a sand trap like an ant. Oh, another delicious man. Please come closer. Why don't you connect with me and have she's gonna eat me. It doesn't matter how good the time is gonna be. She's gonna eventually eat me. Okay, yeah, that pretty much spells it out. I'll make you... you'll die. This isn't good. My body slowly sinks into the quicksand. At this rate, I'm going to be pulled right into her. Okay, so now... This is interesting, starting a fight in immediately needing to struggle. I can't use Sylph, but I will pop her as soon as I'm able to get out of this sand trap. So... And we'll just, I'll leave this fight in here because you guys want to see me actually fight monsters properly. So, if it's interesting, I'll make sure to leave a monster fight in between. Yeah, let go. Lucas starts to struggle. The more Lucas struggles, the quicker he sinks. This isn't good. That's not exactly what I expected. Yes, keep struggling. Come a little closer. This isn't good. I'll make you quicksand trap. Sinks deeper into the quicksand. Take 6 damage. Ugh. Every movement I make just makes me sink faster. No prey can escape my trap once I catch them. Attack? I guess that's all I gotta do. Is it sorry, there's a friggin' fly. I hate that they show up after. It's probably because of my light, but they like show up as I'm recording and it's super annoying. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and attack and find out if this is the right choice. The attack's dealing a lot of damage. Alright, well, I wonder though if I've already sealed my fate because I struggled the wrong way. I should have just I'm getting closer to the center. The Antlion girl is waiting for me. Struggle, struggle. No matter what you do, I'll eat you. I should have just attacked. Yes, please give it. Oh my gosh, Luca, you are strong. I think that critical attack made up for my lost turn that I did. Here we go. As soon as we get there, it sinks deeper and deeper. The Antlion girl is really close to me. It's almost time. I won't leave a single drop. I gotta attack. That's all I got time to do. Okay, cool. I managed to do it. We didn't get to use Sylph, but still. Beaten by my prey. Sorry. Antlion girl turned into a tiny antlion. At the same time, the quicksand stops. Antlion girl was defeated. Okay. Luca earned 3,500 experience points. Nice. I'm glad that I was able to get that critical attack. That was probably a lifesaver there. I gotta think more outside of the box now with these fights. Whew, that was surprising. I let out a relieved sigh as I put away my sword. The fucking doll just, like, spooks me. The mud doll runs by me and vanishes behind a sand dune. Ah, hey! I take off running again toward the doll. But that thing is way too fast. I can't catch up. Damn. At least listen to me. As I complain to myself, the earth suddenly starts to shake. What the hell? Another antlion girl? No, this is different. Suddenly, a gigantic hole opens up in front of me. A huge monster comes up out of it. Alright, what are we encountering now? Not an antland girl. Is it a dune worm? Is that what we're gonna fight? Sandworm. Still pretty close to the same idea. So, outright, we don't have anything visually, like, terrible. Except for the fact that it's a fucking insect girl. I hate insect girls at this point. I'm completely done with insects. I will never have any interest in this kind of thing, but okay. I can't really say it though. The things that she's coming out of, even though it's part of her body, it looks very suggestive. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a little like thing there just in case, just because it looks close enough to a certain female body part that, even though nothing else looks wrong for once. What the hell is this huge thing? This is the first time I've seen something this huge. Wait a second. Wait. Is she that big? Because that shows like building parts. Okay, that is actually pretty freaking large. I guess, but the sheer size of the monster. Even her tongue is bigger than my entire body. Ooh. Okay, so we're fighting a gigantic monster bug. Human. No, please not. Please no. Can I even fight something like this? She seems to be pretty slow. I'll have to take advantage of that, I guess. Okay, yes, we're able to use our skills, so let's go ahead and pop Sylph. Let's get that going. Sylph, lend me your power. Wind protection. Powerful winds blow around Luca. The sandworm looks around in confusion. Is Luca being protected by the wind? Is it creating like this dust storm? Is that what's happening here? I don't think that Luca necessarily has anything to climb up to use that demon skull beheading move. Nah, I can't use it. Okay, I can't even waste a turn on it, so that's interesting. Let's go ahead and do a regular attack. Let's see what we have, if we can even do anything to it. It's a lot of damage, but that's not a lot. That's a huge health pool. Sandworm is in a daze. I feel like as soon as it figures out what's going on, it's just gonna like almost like one hit KO me. This isn't gonna be good. Let's go ahead and try a fancy attack. I mean, I got full health, I got protection, might as well. There we go. That's actually pretty good. We're chipping away. Sandworm is in a daze. Alright, well, let's go ahead and build our SP up. So hopefully a critical attack. That's cool. Another critical attack? Really? Look, you're a badass. Another critical attack. Wow. 3 in a row. I'm fucking critical. Luca, slow the hell down. I want to... Opens her gigantic mouth and leans toward Luca. Hopefully Sylph does something about that. She clamps down her mouth down over Luca's body. That's not good. Takes 21 damage. Yeah, she's totally, like, got me in some sort of bad death hold. I hope that the wind attack, the wind protection actually does its job here. Struggle, I guess? That's really all I got to do here. Can't escape from her. Stop moving. I don't want to... I don't care. I feel like I probably could... Well, if I'm actually, like, stuck, attacking won't do anything. I have wind protection. What the hell? Okay, I'm gonna do a regular attack, I guess? I feel like I was wasting too many turns. She might have me. I wasted too many turns. I'm still gonna follow the Sylph routine. But what the hell? Seriously, this is so confusing. Anyways, I'll be back after I suffer through what the heck this girl's gonna do to me. Probably eat me. Okay. yeah. Let's find out what Ilias has to say. I needed to start attacking immediately when I was in that grapple. Dried up again. You really like being left dry. The sandworm has a lot of HP, and her restraining attack is damaging. In addition, when you're in her mouth, you can't escape by struggling. Of course. The only way to escape is to attack her and force her to spit you out. Sylph can block her mouth from sucking you up. But the probability is low, so I wouldn't depend on it. Oh, so it's not even guaranteed that it'll help, and it didn't help, obviously. The best way to fight should be to use your SP on attack skills, and then recovering after you escape from her mouth. Well, obviously, that's what I was gonna do, but okay. Okay, alright, let's actually do this properly now. Alright. We're still gonna pop Sylph just to have that protection. Okay, so I was caught by her earlier in the fight, so it is just a random chance sort of thing. So now instead of struggling, I have to attack, so. Alright, cool. Really, that's the only choice at this point. Okay, yeah, there we go. She managed to spit me out. All right, I got no choice. Let's go ahead and do that. 48. I got plenty of health. I should be fine. Stares at nothing in particular. What are you doing there, monster? Too many ouchies. Okay. The giant sandworm turns into a tiny sandworm. Sandworm was defeated. Luca earned 4,000 experience points. Okay, we did something relatively unbelievable, but okay. Whew, I managed to win somehow. There's a lot of things popping up out of nowhere here. Speaking of popping up out of nowhere. Okay, the doll is creepy as hell. It's hard to look at. I don't like. It's almost as bad as mannequins. I'm not like Markiplier or anyone like that. I don't have a fear necessarily of mannequins, but something that rubs the uncanny valley. It definitely is a little uncanny. Ah, it ran away again. As soon as it makes eye contact with me, it runs away. How? It doesn't have eyes. That's what makes it even worse. Oh, hey, look at this here. I desperately chased after the mud doll. Around the dune where the mud doll ran, a small girl was standing alone. Could you be gnome? The girl slowly nods. Sometimes I like to give my introspect before I continue the dialogue. But if anyone asks or wonders why I sometimes just continue to read and read and read and read, it's because the story just almost immediately after I've said it will re-explain what I just said and what I just thought. So it's very interesting, but sometimes I'm just like, it's gonna tell me like literally in the next few sentences, so I just continue on. I wish it wasn't necessarily that way, but it's funny how that's how this game plays, I guess. This girl is the Earth Spirit gnome. I'm here because I want to borrow your power. There's Sylph, okay. Yay, Gnomey! Sylph suddenly appears in front of me. Are the spirits all friends with each other? Hey, Nomi, you should come with this human so we can play together. I see. That's true. You just met Luca, didn't you? What's she saying? I couldn't even tell what that Gnome was speaking. She wants to lend you her power, but she needs to show her your abilities first. In other words, you need to beat Nomi in a fight. I see. I figured that might be the case. I'm glad that you have an outfit on, because the way that things move around and stuff, it makes it very hard to censor. Like, I'm getting sidetracked, but I'm kind of making this sort of an explain-y, very in-depth sort of episode, so bear with me. When I do like censor certain parts of the thing, I have to go almost frame by frame, and I have to find exactly like where that image disappears and where the next image comes, especially if it is a naughty picture, and it shifts between the different screens, and like, you know, one disappears, another one shows up. I don't want anyone ever in my YouTube shenanigans to like pause frame and say, ha, see, I caught a nipple right there, or just like you didn't censor it right exactly at this exact moment, because I'm sure you can, you know, YouTube's got that frame by frame thing. You can, if someone's got a secret message or whatever in their show, or they've just literally got that one frame kind of thing, you can use your like bracket keys to go back and forth. So that's where I have to take into consideration. It's like, okay, the scene changes here, so I have to have something covering that, not even a millisecond, because I don't want any like taking out of context opportunity for someone to be like, there you go, boobies, get them, YouTube. So that's the case. I will say, and I caught this myself, if you go back and look at my fight with the dryad, the zombie dryad creature thing, the one that basically bars our way when we get Sylph, I had to censor one thing. It was like one exposed breast, but that particular fight, she does like, actually, okay, so most of these fights, if they have a certain attack, like a grapple of some sort, or just a powerful attack, the image wiggles side to side, you know, kind of like shaking or whatever. That's super annoying to have to like edit around, because every time that happens, I either have to keep that little tiny picture thing and frame by frame follow that movement, or I can make a big long one that covers the general area, but then it looks stupid as hell, and it's like right in the way of the image. It kind of just detracts from the part that we're in. I really wish YouTube was okay with nudity as long as the focus was not on the sexual part. For some reason, though, you just can't get past the bots. You can't get YouTube to be okay with this. I know that when I used to play Conan Exiles on Twitch, I was able to have that leniency. It was like, as long as the focus wasn't on the nudity and it was just part of the game mechanic, you can have moments of that. And I might have possibly stretched that rule a little bit, but every time I did have anything exposed on my character and I didn't like zoom in on it or whatever, I was always like, I gotta do this because this is the most efficient way to do things. It's not because I'm interested in seeing this character naked. With this game, I would say, sure, if I like showed the death scenes, that would be focusing on the sexual part of the game. But if it's part of the story and progressing, I wish YouTube knew that difference. That's just what I'm saying. But I've gotten totally sidetracked. It's just, it's not horribly difficult, but it is tedious to have to go through a whole episode. Also, I'm using bootleg Adobe. Just letting you know, I mean, I got it off of Pirate Bay, and it's not updated, so it just, I don't know if every video editor will do this regardless, if Sony Vegas does it, or if Adobe would still do that even if I had like an up-to-date version, but the program crashes sometimes, especially if I have too many layers to it, or if I've had a certain picture and a freeze frame and a transition or something, or if I happen to like pause, unpause too quickly, the program will sometimes lock up and close. And if I'm not careful on saving, then I could have upwards of like 15 minutes of work completely gone. So then I have to backtrack and find out, okay, where exactly did I mess up? There's been several times I've released an episode where I've gone through and I've watched my thing, and I'm like, okay, so just to make sure there's nothing, naughty on there, I go through the episode, and then I'll be like, God damn it, at the very beginning, it didn't save that one thing, and so it was exposed. I was like, why didn't I censor that? And it's like, oh, because I put it saved the part where I had the transition, where I was focusing on transitioning on a certain element, but it had, a naughty bit earlier in that scene as well, and I didn't like make the picture go that direction, which I had tweaked earlier, but the program crashed, and then it back-rolled to where I didn't make that tweak. It's super frustrating, because then I have to go back and re-edit the video, make sure it's all covered, then I have to encode it. I have to upload it to YouTube, which right now my upload speed's 5 megs. It's not the greatest. It takes 2 hours to upload a video to YouTube. These kind of things, and I keep it down to 1080p, and it's like 4 gigabytes. But like I said, 2.5 hours or longer just to upload, and then it takes another hour or so for it to process on YouTube side. Anyways, so I know a lot of you guys have been either cheering me on for doing this kind of thing and saying that I need more credit for doing videos like this, but also there's people that are curious about how I do these sort of things. So kind of that's why I decided to just like let you guys know is, yes, it is very tedious work, and it's not, it's not easy. It's not a cakewalk. It's not like flipping on the GoPro and saying, all right, well, we're gonna just record this section and immediately, raw upload it to YouTube. I have to be a little more fancy than that. So I hope you guys appreciate just being aware of what I have to do to make these episodes viewable on this platform. So I think the biggest thing I want to take away from this stupid like sidetrack that I'm getting into is, I wish YouTube could differentiate between nudity as part of an ongoing story, and it's not focused on that part, and the part where it's like literally sexual gratification. You are posting porn. Some parts in this game where it shows nudity, it's like, it's just because the artist put it in there, and it is an adult game, but YouTube does have in their rules, it says like, you can, in certain cases, have nudity as long as that's not the focus. They do have something in their in their guidelines that kind of compensates for that, but I don't think it really counts for like the average person. The computer or whoever, or someone behind the screen that's like going through thousands of videos, probably just has in their mind boobs or crotch and not censored. Definitely gonna derail that, or whatever, or if the audio's too lewd or something like that. Context matters, and I don't think that they have the ability to really check into that. So I don't know. It's probably just gonna be one of those things that they'll fine tune. They'll figure out a way that works, or maybe society will change and they'll get more lenient on these types of things. But I hope you guys enjoyed my little side rant there. I just wanted to let you guys know there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the background, and I sometimes get burnt out. Sometimes I do need a couple of days just to restart, do my own thing. I like doing this, but it's not my main thing that I do, and so I do want to do this. Like I said, it's not easy. So, anyways, let's go ahead and find out what we have here with Gnome. Let's round this out, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Let's find out what Gnome has to say though here. I don't want to swing my sword at someone who doesn't mean any harm. But I have to show my power if she's going to join me. Okay, so we're going to save, and I know you guys probably are gonna hate me, but the next click is gonna be the fight. I'm guessing this is the fight, and I've had, you know, story in the town. I've had my little like moments just talking with you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that episode here, and we'll engage with Gnome on the next episode. It'll be just kind of a weird cliffhanger, I guess. And thank you all for watching. If you're new to this channel, I would appreciate a subscription, especially if you've gotten to this point, because I still suck at like actually saying, hey, you know, subscribe at the beginning of my videos, which is probably the best time to say it. But yeah, at this point, I'd say if anyone's gotten to this part and they're not subscribed, I would appreciate it, and I think that you would too. Even if you just skipped to the end to see what my final thoughts were on the episode. You're like, okay, I'm not really interested in, you know, like the play-by-play, but what does the guy have to say at the end of the video? So that's what I would like to impress upon anyone that's new to this channel. I honestly, I mean, some people say I don't ask it enough, but at the same time, I look at my stats and I look at, like, compared to other people in my tier. As I said in another episode, I check Social Blade a lot, but I check like for certain. I ignore certain elements because they're just computer generated like stuff. That doesn't matter. But then I look at like in the tier that I'm at, and my growth and the amount of views and everything. I am probably in a high percentile. So I probably am doing just fine. I just need to do better anyways. So there's that. If you want to help support the channel in that regards too, that'll help me eventually make this my main sort of thing, so that I, you know, can be able to do these on a daily basis, or have just content more regular than, you know, kind of, you know, when I have free time and I'm not feeling selfish. And if you're a returner and all of that, I still appreciate all of you guys that stick with me and watch my videos through the whole thing, because it is really funny looking at YouTube stats and all that. It's like, oh, this is his projected amount of views, and this is his projected amount of, oh my gosh, you're so much higher than what we thought you were gonna get for view time on this thing. And so it's really funny. It's like, it's nice, but it's also kind of curious how I can see immediately that I'm starting to get an audience that cares about like the content I create. So I do see your guys' influence on there, and I do appreciate it. And it's just kind of funny how, like, now that I've finally found you guys, or we've finally, you know, gotten together and are going through this sort of content together, how quickly it is already like building upon itself. Anyways, that's all I have to say for now. And I guess I'll catch you guys on the next one.